Today we're going to show you how to clean a fish. We just got back from the lake and we were walleye fishing, so we have walleye today. This is a pretty good size one. He's about 6 pounds 12 ounces. The first thing you're going to want to do is worry about safety. Of course, you never want to cut yourself, so you'll notice that I'm wearing a glove here. This glove comes in very handy because it's basically got metal strands in it, and it keeps you from cutting yourself. If you poke into yourself, it's going to get you, but you can see I'm cutting my hand right now and it's not doing anything. It also helps you to get a little bit better grip on the fish. And once you get that, first cut you're going to make is right here, right behind the head, right down to this fin here on the side. And so I like to angle the blade just a little bit towards the head to get underneath the scales, and then you're going to do that, make that cut right there, and then you're going to flip this guy over and you're going to make the same cut on the other side. Now once you get that cut made, I like to start from this side, and you're going to want to cut down to get down to the spine here, and then you're just going to take the tip of the blade right along the spine. You can feel it. You're going to be able to follow it very easily with the knife. And you just follow it down the spine. You keep going until you get to the part where you'll be able to poke through. And you poke it through, and you just keep following the spine right down to the end. Then you're going to want to go and start peeling the skin away, right down the spine still. And you're going to be able to feel it the whole way until you get to his rib cage. Once you get to his rib cage, you're going to want to just keep cutting along the bones. You can hear the bones probably. And keep peeling that away. And you're going to want to do it on the other side. I leave that side on there purposely because it helps me to get momentum, and it helps me to balance the weight of the fish, because when you get into these big fish and you don't have that other side there, this cut gets a lot harder. So you're going to do the same thing. You poke it through and you're going to follow it down. And then this side I always start from the tail and work my way back up, but that's just probably because I'm right-handed. That's the way I like to do it. Be careful not to get the dorsal fin jabbed into your finger. I've done that multiple times and it hurts. Again, you're going to cut right down along the rib cage. Then once you get that, you're going to flip it over. You're going to want to cut until you can get it far enough away that you're going to actually want to start cutting down and taking it off. You're going to see a little bit of piece of dark meat on a walleye. He's got a lateral line that you're going to want to cut on because that's where all the bones reside. And basically just cut right down, and it'll go right down to where you would poke through. And it comes right off. And then you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. Poking through it. And then there's your two main fillets. And then since it's a walleye, you're going to want to cut his cheeks out, obviously. So you just poke it into the underneath his cheek here, and you'll very easily, if you have a flexible blade, you can very easily follow the contour of his cheek. You see there, I just would have cut my finger if I didn't have this glove on, because I ran the blade right across my finger when I popped through there. You're going to take the other side and do the same thing. When I'm right-handed, it makes it a little harder for me to do that side. And then you're going to cut it right down, and that's your cheek. And that's pretty much it for that part of it. You can throw the rest of them away. And then you're going to want to fillet this guy. To fillet him, basically take him, set it horizontally, dig your fingernail into his tail, and you notice that I switched knives and I took my glove off. You're just going to run it right down the scales. till it pops through. And then what you're going to do is run your finger right down along this side, because this is where all the bones are going to sit. And you're going to be able to feel them right in here. I always just basically make this cut just to make sure that I get the bones out of it. You don't lose a whole lot of meat, and it just makes sure you get the bones out of it. And you usually don't want to have any of this lateral line anyhow. You can see the different color meat there. That's usually pretty fishy, and you don't want it anyhow. They'll have it all the way through their backside that you can cut out if you want. But now you can run your finger up and down there, and there's no bones. The other place to check is right here, and there is a little bit of a bone right there. So you can kind of just peel that off and get rid of that. And then the cheeks are simple. You just can get a hold of their skin and peel the skin right off. And that's pretty much it. Now you got a boneless fillet, and you got your cheeks with no skin on them.